Ever need to create a custom text file from your Microsoft Access database? Welcome to another Tech Help video brought to you by AccessLearningZone.com. I'm your instructor, Richard Rost. Today we're going to talk about how to create or write text files using Microsoft Access VBA. This is a simple and useful technique for exporting notes, saving data, or generating files that other programs can read. Today's question comes from Clinton in Greensboro, North Carolina, one of my Platinum members. Clinton says, how can I export one customer's information from my Access database into a plain text file? We use an old label printing program at work that needs the customer's name and address in a very specific format. And Access doesn't seem to have a simple way to export just one record exactly the way the program wants it. And yeah, Clinton sent me a sample of the file format he needs. It's basically one field per line with a label in front of each value, right? First name John, last name Smith, and so on. And while Microsoft Access does have built-in export tools, they're designed for standard formats like CSV files, tab-delimited files, fixed-width files, Excel spreadsheets. Those are great when you want to export rows and columns, like a whole bunch of records. But they don't provide an easy way to take one specific record and format it exactly the way your other program might want it. And so for that kind of custom output, the simplest solution is just to write the file yourself using a little teeny tiny bit of VBA. Now, Access has several built-in tools in VBA, like transfer text. There's import-export wizards, table exports, and those are great when you want to dump a whole table or a query in one of those standard formats. But sometimes you need complete control over exactly what gets written to the file. I've dealt with customers in the past who had some other software they were using that had very specific import, specifications that you can't just do without some custom VBA. Or maybe you do need CSV, but you need some kind of special formatting done to that CSV format. You could write that yourself. Or you want to generate like a plain text email template. Or I've got a lesson coming up soon where we're going to deal with multiple instances of Access loading up, where you want to create like a sample lock file that tells your database, hey, I'm already running, don't open another copy. And when you write your own text files at VBA, you control every line, every comma, every character, right? And that opens the door to all kinds of stuff, custom exports, logging, automation, all kinds of fancy tricks. Now, there are two different ways that you can work with reading and writing files in VBA. There's classic file I/O, input-output. It's the original way to work with text files in VBA. It's been around since, the old BASICS days. I've been using it since I was programming on my TRS-80 color computer. It's almost the same thing. You get a file number, you open the file, you write your text, you close the file. That's it. It's simple, it's lightweight, it's built right into VBA. There's nothing extra to set up. It's easy, and that's what we're going to be doing today. There's a newer thing called the File System Object, or FSO. It's a more modern approach. It gives you access to advanced file and folder features, like checking whether a file exists, getting its size, reading folder contents, lots more. It uses objects, so the code's a little more involved, but it's very powerful. Think of classic file I/O as a basic screwdriver. It does one job, but it does it very well. File System Object is like a full toolbox with wrenches and sockets and power tools and all that stuff. So for today's lesson, all we need is a screwdriver. So we're going to use classic file I/O. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a button on the customer form that writes the current customer's information to a text file. That's it. We can format that file any way we want using labels, commas, tabs, or plain text. So in this example, we'll write out a few customer fields in a simple field name and value format, just like you saw a second ago. Process is very straightforward. We'll build the file name, get the available file number, which I'll explain in a second, open a file, write each line of text, and then close the file when we're done. All right, let's go see how it works in the database. But first, a prerequisite. As I mentioned earlier, this will require a little bit of VBA, not much, like 6 or 7 lines of code. And I'm going to show you exactly what you have to do, but go watch this video first if you've never done any VBA programming before. It's about 20 minutes long. It'll get you started. All right, here I got a database folder, and here's my database sitting in here. Let's open it up. This is my Tech Help free template. This is a free database. You can grab a copy off my website if you want to. And in here we have a customer form that's got all kinds of customers in it. All right, I want to make a button down here that I can click on that will take this customer's name and address and write it out to a text file. So let's go to Design View, and I'm going to open this up a little bit, copy one of these buttons, Control-C, Control-V. We're going to copy and paste. I'm going to slide it right down under here. And on the caption, we'll say write to text file. All right. And there's our button. Let's give the button a good name. Double click on it, bring up its properties. I don't want command 30. Let's call write text button, BTN. Okay. Right click, build event. That'll open up my code builder. Resize that, bring it down here. All right, here I am in my write text button. Let's open this up a little bit. Got some room in here. All right, now before we can write anything to a text file, we need a variable to hold the file number, sometimes called a file handle. Now this is just a number that VBA uses internally to keep track of which file we're working with, because you can open multiple files at the same time. So think of it like a claim ticket at the dry cleaner, right? You hand over your clothes, they give you ticket number 7. So from that point on, ticket number 7 refers to your stuff. Same way that VBA is going to assign us file number 1, file number 2, and so on. That number represents the file that we're working with. So to get that number, we call the free file function, which asks VBA for the next available file number that isn't already in use. Once we have it, we'll use that number to open, print, close, whatever, so that VBA knows exactly which file to write to. And then when we're finished, when we close the file, we'll specify that number, and it'll become available for later use. So we need somewhere to put that file handle. So dim ff free file, right, as a long, or you can use an integer, it doesn't matter. ff equals free file. That's a function that VBA is now going to return a number to you. So now ff is like, it's not French fries, people. It's ff. It's free file. That's our number that we use. Do we need to worry about what that number is? No. Do we need to see that number? No. Just use ff. And if you have multiple files, you'd have ff1, ff2, and so on. Now we open the file. So open, and then your file name. You could do c:\path/ customer.text for output as number ff. Okay? Now, open says we're opening a file. Here's the path and file name. For output says we're creating a new file. It's going to overwrite anything that happens to exist at that file name. Yes, you can open for append to add to a file. That's a different video. And then as ff says as whatever your number is. Number 1, number 2, number 3, and so on. Now, what if you don't want to write to this specific location? What if you want to put this file wherever your database is, right in your databases folder? We'll get rid of that. And out front here, put current project.path and a little ampersand, right? That'll say, okay, whatever your database folder is, put it in there and call it customer.text. Okay? So we've got our file open. It's all set to receive some data. So I'm going to tab in. I'm going to go print number ff, comma, and then whatever you want to put in there. So I'm going to put in there customer ID, colon, and the space if you want a space, and customer ID. Next line will be print number ff, and then like first name, colon, and then first name. These are the fields from your form. Remember, this button is on this form, so we can use these fields, right? Right in here. We'll do one more, right? Print number ff, last name, colon, and last name. And then you continue on with the address and the phone number, whatever other fields you want to put in here. When you're all done, close number ff, and then we're going to beep just so we know something happened. Okay? Save it. Debug, compile once in a while. That makes sure everything's good. All right, we're good. We can close the editor. Close it. Close it. And open it up. And click the button. All right, now, we wouldn't have seen anything happen, but we heard the beep, right? Okay, let's minimize this and go take a look at our folder. And oh, look at that. There's customer.text. Open her up. And there we go. There's the file we just created. See? Isn't that cool? Nice and simple. Really easy. Add whatever other fields you want in here, and you're good to go. All right, and I got a one open from earlier that I was messing with too. See? Now, what if you want to have one for each customer? You want multiple customers in here. Well, we could just throw the ID in the field name or in the file name, right? So let me delete this one. Let's go back to our database. Let's go back to our design, and we'll go back to our code. Where's our button? Right click, build event. Right here, let's put the customer ID, right? So close the string and customer ID and open the string back up again. Now we'll have customer1.txt, customer3.txt, whatever. Save it, debug, compile, close it, open it, click it. Let's do another one. Let's do William Riker. He's customer 5. Click it. One more. We'll do Reginald Barkley. Click it. Go back to the folder. And now we got 3 different customers right there, ready to go. See? Isn't that cute? Now, if you'd like to take this further, check out my Access Developer 30 course, where I cover classic VB file I/O in detail. We go beyond this simple example, learn how to write complete customer records, export invoices with all their line items, read text files back into the database, even open the finished file automatically in Notepad. Then in Developer 33, we begin working with the File System Object, or FSO, which is a more advanced but much more powerful way to work with files and folders. You'll learn how to create folders, loop through files and subfolders, read file properties like size and attributes. And then we continue in Developer 34 and Developer 35 with even more advanced FSO techniques, including copying and moving files and folders, reading and writing text with the text stream objects, sending files as email attachments, working with drives, temporary file names, special system folders, and even in 35 we cover the on not in list event, which is totally separate, but it's really, really cool. So if you're ready to go from write one simple text file to a full-blown file and folder automation, those developer lessons will get you there. All right, so there you go. Today we learn how to create and write text files directly from Microsoft Access VBA. Once you understand how to open a file, write your data, and close it properly, you can do all kinds of stuff. Generate logs, exports, reports, all kinds of custom output. All right, post a comment below. Let me know how you liked today's video and how you plan to use text files in your database. That's going to be your tech help video for today, brought to you by accesslearningzone.com. I hope you learned something. Live long and prosper, my friends. I'll see you next time. If you enjoyed this video, hit that thumbs up button right now and give me a like. Also, be sure to subscribe to my channel, which is completely free, and make sure you click that bell icon and select all to receive notifications whenever I post a new video. If you're new to Microsoft Access, check out my Access Beginner Level 1 course. It's over 4 hours long and it covers all the basics like tables, queries, forms, and reports. It's a great place to start, and it's also completely free. Members of my channel get extended cut videos, sample databases, access to my code vault, and full training classes every month. Click the join button for details. Thanks for watching. I'm Richard Rost with accesslearningzone.com. Live long and prosper, my friends. I'll see you next time.